Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. I hope you're all doing well and welcome back to, oh I'm so excited, Rachel's Reading Rambles. I didn't know whether to actually call it this or not, but I've decided to roll with it. I don't know if you would have seen this. No, you wouldn't have seen the video where I spoke about it before this one, so I will repeat myself. But basically, I've been feeling lost with BookTube for a while now, ever since I kind of branched out into lifestyle content, and don't get me wrong, I love creating more lifestyle content. It gives me more of the flexibility when I hit reading slumps and all that sort of stuff. But I am really digging the book community at the minute. I love Bookstagram, I love making book reels, I love reading again. Yes, 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 yes. So I'm going back to my roots with a lot of content because I was looking back on my old videos from 2020 and 2021 and I am bringing this sort of energy without even like trying, and I just feel like I haven't been able to bring that sort of energy for a while. So I'm going back to my roots, which might not seem that like dramatic or advanced to a lot of people who only watch my book content and don't kind of watch my other content. But if you do watch both, like you watch all my videos, I appreciate you, thank you. But if you do watch both and you see the difference in me vlogging my life compared to talking about books, I definitely think there's a shift in energy and just natural excitement. So I'm bringing back a lot of my old content, including vlog style wrap-ups, which is why I spoke about it, because a March vlog style wrap-up is coming. Rachel's Reading Rambles, book hauls, wrap-ups, all that fun stuff is coming back because at the minute I miss it and I want to go back to my roots. So that is exactly what we're doing today. I'm just going to sit down and talk to you about books. I definitely want to touch upon the books I've brought so far this year, as well as the books I've unhauled so far this year, some video ideas that you can expect in the near future from me, and then just kind of like what I'm currently reading, what I've enjoyed reading so far, and what books are really calling my name at the minute. I'm creating short form content around all of these sorts of things, so if you don't have the patience to watch these long form contents, I do have a whole Bookstagram that you can follow me along on, and that will just give you short form Instagram and book reels about all these sorts of topics, like the books I've brought, the books I've read recently, and all that sort of fun stuff if you are the younger generation that have no attention span, because that's where the world is going, short form content. So I am on the bandwagon of both long form and short form content. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, I do have a little goal in mind that I'd love to reach by the end of the month, so I'd really, really appreciate your support over there. I will link it down below as always. But before I ramble anymore, because I've been talking for almost 5 minutes already, which is crazy, I'm going to hop into the books I brought so far this year. So right at the beginning of the year, my boyfriend at the time, now fiance, went into Waterstones to have a little bit of browse. And I came up with 3 books, because if you're a reader and you go into Waterstones or any book shop, you can't not come out with books. So the first one I picked up finally was Spacebound by Tom Fletcher. This is a signed copy, of course. So I now have Giovanna and Tom Fletcher's signatures, which is very, very happy. Makes me very, very happy anyway. This is a middle grade book about the worst band in the world. And one day they get teleported up to space and they have to compete in a music competition, and they become the best band in the universe, and aliens and fantastical creatures are involved, and it's just your classic Tom Fletcher middle grade. I rated it 4 stars because I have already read it. It was nice when I came back from holiday to absorb myself into it without thinking too much, which is what Tom Fletcher always kind of does for me. It's just like I can forget about the real world and just dive into a book and read really quickly. And when I was in a slump and I just got back from holiday, this was the perfect pickup. I rated it 4 stars. I have brought it and I have read it. Go me. The next book I brought off a complete whim. I hadn't heard anyone talk about it. The Girls Are Good by Alara Bernardini. If you have heard this book, please let me know what your thoughts are, because I went on Goodreads. It has like 200 reviews. And I have read it because I was on a roll with buying books that I have read. Reading books I've read. No, reading books that I have brought. Got there in the end. So I read this one already. It was an audiobook on Scribd, so I kind of read along and listened to it, and without the audiobook I would not have got through it. Why I was drawn to it in the first place is because it's about a gymnastics competition and a murder is involved, and I was like, I have never heard about this like sort of premise before. I'm so intrigued, so I picked it up as a little like new year, you're getting into reading present for myself, and unfortunately it was a major disappointment. I gave it 2 stars, one of the worst books I've read so far this year, sadly, but I had really high hopes for it because I love gymnastics. I love reading about gymnastics. One of my favourite books is a gymnastics romance. So I just wanted a different take on it, and unfortunately it did not deliver. The last book I brought in that little come book shopping with me trip that I did with my boyfriend, now fiance, is Girlfriends by Holly Bourne. I love me some adult Holly Bourne. I don't love her YA. I've read a lot of her, pretty much all her YA, and back in the day, I loved them. As I got older, I don't love them. I'm so glad she branched out into adult because I love her adult books. Having said that, I've only really read Pretending by Holly Bourne as an adult book, but Girlfriends, I'm assuming this is a book following a group of friends, and you guys know I love me some friendship in books, so I picked it up because it was half price, and this is the book that I have not read yet, but that's fine. I'll get there eventually. I do really, really want to read it ASAP. The synopsis says, from the day they first met as teenagers, Fern and Jessica are best friends. Despite their differences, they are there for each other throughout everything, navigating the difficulties of growing up and fitting in. That is until Jessica crosses the line that Fern cannot forgive. Now, more than 10 years later, Jessica has unexpectedly reappeared in Fern's life. A lot has changed for them both, but can their relationship be different now they are older? Is it possible for either of them to rewrite the role that they have been cast in? Or will their shared history ultimately be doomed to repeat itself? I'm very, very intrigued. I'm very, very excited. I'm hoping I can read it soon. And then the next 4 books were sent to me. I guess I did buy them. I just brought them at the end of last year and they only just arrived because this year, or I should say last year, I took part in the Rare Birds book advent calendar, which is a advent calendar that the Rare Birds book club do, where you get a new synopsis every single day. Those synopses are summarised of the Rare Birds accumulated top books of the year for them, and then they write a single line synopsis behind every door for 24 days leading up to Christmas. And out of those 24 synopses, you don't know the book cover or the author or anything like that apart from the synopsis that they give you behind that door. And then at the end of the month, you get to pick 4 of the books based off of synopsis and they send them to you. So these came about middle of January, maybe beginning of Feb. I have read one of these so far. The first one is The Bread the Devil Need by Lisa Allen Agostini. This kind of got sold to me as a 40-year-old woman who runs a boutique in Trinidad, and she gets abused by her partner, and then the truth comes really close to home as she witnesses a murder. And I was so intrigued by that synopsis. I picked it as one of my 4 books, and I did enjoy it. I gave it 3 stars, but it didn't give me that fast-pacedness I was expecting from the synopsis that I got. So a little bit disappointed with this one, but I have read it. The next one I got was a guaranteed I will most likely enjoy because it's an adult contemporary romance, and that was Mistakes Are Made by Meryl Wilsner. I got a bit of a imperfect book here, but that's fine. I was hearing things about this book and it sounded really interesting. What got me, the synopsis that Rare Birds Book Club gave me, was that 2 strangers meet at a bar for a one-night stand. The next day they end up meeting again because the main character who had the one-night stand with her best friend's mum. And I was like, oh my god, yes, I need to read this. So this is the next one I picked. The next one I got was because the synopsis was like, this is basically a murder mystery set at a strip club, so I was intrigued, and that is Real Easy by Marie Skrzkowski. In 1999, and Samantha has danced at the Lovely Lady strip club for years. Not used to taking people under her wing, her life is complicated enough. But when a new dancer needs a ride home, she overrides her better judgment. Their car is turned off the road, and when the police arrive at the scene, they only find one body. So intrigued by this one, I'm hoping I can get to it soon. I am filming a whole vlog for all 4 of these because the reading vlog is going to be reading books based on their synopsis, which obviously, due to the advent calendar and the nature of how I pick these books out, is very, very fitting. And then the last one I picked out is because the synopsis was basically surrounding about the idea of being wrongly accused for a murder, and for some reason that's a massive buzzword for me when it comes to reading books. I love kind of like true crime in a fictional way about wrongly accused murderers. So I got The Fortune Men. So I'm really intrigued about this one. I don't know too much about going into it, but excited nevertheless. So those are all the books. I say all, I haven't really picked up that many, to be fair. Lighting, come back to me, thank you. I haven't picked up that many, to be fair. So only 4, 5, 6, 7 books, and I've read 2 of them, so not too shabby. But on that, I am in a major mood to go book shopping. So this weekend, I think yesterday as you see this, I would have gone into Waterstones and hopefully picked up a few more books to add to my never-ending TBR collection, but I don't care because I haven't brought any books since the middle of January, and it's now obviously the middle of March. I cannot wait to go into Waterstones and just spend some money on books. I'm so excited. So leading on to that, I want to tell you about the books that I'll most likely buy, the ones that are like really eyeing me up at the minute that I want to read ASAP. So therefore I'm going to buy to add to my physical TBR, because why the hell not? The first one is The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. I've been wanting to read this book for so long because if you guys don't know me, I am a massive Disney fan. Shocker. Yeah, I know. And the fact that this book is basically set at Disneyland and it's a romance, and I've heard incredible things about it and the entire series, I just need to have the physical book, even if it's just book 1, in my possession so I can read it when the time is right. I need to read it. So I would love to pick that one up. Hopefully I can find it. I'm also really in the mood to read One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid because the movie's coming out and I've been intrigued by this synopsis forever. It's the one where the main character is married for years. They go traveling, but the husband dies in the plane crash. So she has to grieve that, get over it, and then she ends up falling in love again. And then years later, her first husband comes back into her life and she's like, who do I pick? So I'm really intrigued to read that one. The movie trailer looks epic. I want to read the book. So if I see this in Waterstones, I'll 100% be picking it up. And then the last one that I would love to get and buy is a book that I've already read, but I need a physical copy of because I rated it 5 stars just yesterday, the day before. And that's The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. And I love this book so much that I need a physical copy so I can rewrite it and tab it up. Oh, it gave me all the feels. It felt like a massive warm hug. I loved all the book references. I love the writing. I love the characters. I love the romance. If all ghost stories can be that good, give me more, give me more. So those are the 3 books I definitely want to come away with, and I'm justifying buying at least 3 books because I've recently unhauled 3 books. Those 3 books are The Bread, the Devil, the Need by Lisa Allen Agostini. That name trips me up all the time. But yes, I have read this. I gave it 3 stars. If a book doesn't get 4 or 5 stars from me, I do end up unhauling them just because I would rather give the book to another person who would appreciate the book more or enjoy it more. And yes, since moving out, my personal library has expanded by a hell of a lot. I want to say at least like 200%, because I only used to have 2 small bookcases and now I have 2 massive Billy bookcases plus a small Billy bookcase right in the middle. So yes, I have more room to expand, but I still don't want to just hold on to books for the sake of it. This was only a 3 stars. I enjoyed it, I appreciated reading it, but I don't need to hold on to it, so I'm unhauling it. And then 2 other books I read in February. I'm also unhauling The Grown-Ups by Marion Keyes, read and 3 stars, unhaul. And also Little and Lion by Miranda Colbert, read, 3 stars, unhaul. So those are the 3 books I'm unhauling as well. Yay! I love reading books and then being like, yeah, that wasn't great, let's unhaul it. I don't know why, it's just, I love finding favourites, but being able to like read books off your physical TBR and then lower the number of books that you own, it's just chef kiss to me. I don't know why, but it's just nice to know that another book is out of your possession. I don't know, it's quite nice. And finally, I'm just going to finish off by talking through some video ideas that I have that might be coming up in the near future, because I want this channel to be transparent, tell you guys what's coming up and all that jazz, and all that jazz. So I'm currently in the middle of filming 3 vlogs, a weekly vlog that's coming at the end of next week, a March vlog style wrap up, which obviously will be coming at the end of March, talking you through every single book that I've read and rated, and then also the vlog that I was talking about earlier where I'm reading books based off the synopsis, which will feature these books and this book. So look forward to that if you're intrigued to hear my thoughts on those 4 books. I also have finally finished, if you've been watching some of my videos lately, then I would have told you that I was still working on my 2022 scrapbook. I have finally finished it. hectic. So I'm going to showcase my 2022 scrapbook and give you a flip through, so that video will be coming up as well. When I go shopping at the weekend, I would love to film a come book shopping with me video, so hopefully that will be coming soon, but that's a 50-50. I'm going to finally get the formula right for my version of the monthly reset videos. I love watching them. I love seeing people set their goals and seeing what they achieved in a month and whether they managed to achieve their goals from the previous month. But for some reason, I film one every month, don't get me wrong, like I love filming them, but then I come to edit them and I'm like, this is so boring. I'm literally just sat down talking about my goals, which is basically what I'm doing here. But for some reason they just don't click with me, so I want to find a formula that works for me, so hopefully an April reset and a March reflection will be coming at the end of the month. And then I have a really exciting month-long plan for April, which means an April TBR will be coming, but in a very different way, and I'm really excited to bring you guys along on that whole month-long challenge journey thing that I've got planned. Really excited. I would also, sneak peek if you stayed for this long, I would love to bring my book club back, and I'd also love to bring a mini weekend-long readathon of the Magical Hobbython back as well. These are literally just ideas, guys, so don't hold me to it, but for some reason, I think it's because I'm in a massive reading mood, I'm really back in the book community, that I want to bring my book club back, and I want to bring back what brings me so much joy, which is a Magical Hobbython, which is a readathon, if you don't know, that I created in 2021 to celebrate Walt Disney World's 50th anniversary, and it was a choose your own adventure readathon for a month, and then I did a 2-week-long one to celebrate Disneyland Paris's 30th anniversary in 2021. In 2022? Was it in 2022? I think so. I just absolutely love that readathon, and I want to bring it back in some capacity, but I don't have as much time to give to it now, so I'm kind of thinking a bingo board weekend edition, something along that scope, and then I just have loads of activities that you can do across Walt Disney World, and you pick the activities that you want to do and cross off some bingos. That's kind of what I'm thinking, so I don't know, but that's kind of the things I wanted to get off my chest with you guys. I'm really looking forward to the content that's coming out. At the minute, I'm majorly active on Instagram, so if you want a day-to-day update from me, then I'm very active over there. And I'm just ready to like smash booktube content this year and really make a go of it, because I think 2021 just wasn't my year. 2022, I keep thinking it's 2022, it's not, it's 2023. 2022 was just not my year. A lot of things happened, there was a lot of just adulting that happened, and I just couldn't really fully focus my attention on my booktube channel. So I tried to like make it a lifestyle channel, but that kind of really wasn't where I was vibing either, and I was in a bit of a limbo. So I'm really hoping that this year is a year of change, and I can bring back some of the things I absolutely love doing, like vlog style wrap-ups, my Magical Hobbython, my book club, Books and Me, and just make an absolute go at this again, because I miss the energy and the enthusiasm and the passion I had for this channel back in 2020 and 2021. So that's it for today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a massive thumbs up if you're excited for some of the video content and the things I'm bringing back on my channel. I really do appreciate your support. And subscribe so you don't miss any of those future videos, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys!